Hello friends, in this session we will be discussing about a different frequency domain tool in order to identify stability which is called as Bode plot. Let me introduce you to the Bode plot. Let us begin. So we have so far seen that we have got something called as GH of j omega, which is nothing but my loop gain, right? Now if you just see, this is GH of j omega which is there, right? Do you agree that it is a complex complex in the sense, see, this is a complex term. How? Let me explain you. If you think of, let us say you have got something called as s plus 2 upon, let us say, s, let me have gh of s to be equal to s plus 2 upon, let us say, s into s plus 4, right? Yes. So if you just see here, if I replace this s by j omega, what do I get is I get gh of j omega, which is equal to what? J omega plus 2 upon j omega into j omega plus 4, right? So if you see, you have some real part and at the same time you have some imaginary part. Is that right? Yes, which means it is a complex term, definitely. Is that right? Yes. Now, if you remember in your mathematics, you have learned that a particular complex number which is there, it can be represented in three forms. One is the Cartesian form, which is what? Example, if I have a complex number which is z, okay, represented by z. So, in this Cartesian form, we write z equal to x plus iy, right? Similarly, we have something called as a polar form, right? In this form, we have z. We can show this particular z as mod of z at an angle theta, right? And similarly, I have another form which is nothing but exponential form, right? And that exponential form, I can show the same complex number z as r into e to the power j theta, or I can say this r to be nothing but mod of z into e to the power j theta. If you remember, there was something called as Argand's diagram, which looks like this, wherein this is real part and this is imaginary part, right? Real part is nothing but my x, and this imaginary part is nothing but, let us say, iy, right? So any complex number represents a point on the plane, right, on the z plane. So if you see, let me have some point here. Now this hypotenuse is nothing but mod z, and this angle from the real axis is nothing but theta, right? Which means what? This particular form is nothing but the polar form. Is that right? Yes. So I can show this particular gh of j omega as gh of j omega to be equal to mod of gh, which is nothing but magnitude of gh, and some angle of gh. Is that right? Yes. Now my intention is to find this gh of j omega and angle of gh from omega tending to 0 to omega tending to infinity. Is that right? Because the same thing we had done in some plot which is nothing but polar plot. Is that right? We had seen that. Now what is a Bode plot? Let us try to understand that. What is a Bode plot? See dear, Bode plot is a variation in magnitude, which is nothing but this mod of GH, also shown by M. It is the variation in the magnitude and angle. Angle in the sense angle of GH, which is nothing but also given by phi, right? It is the variation in the magnitude and the phase. Means this particular thing can be also shown as M at an angle phi. We have seen that, right? Yes. So Bode plot is the variation of magnitude and the phase phi, as frequency is varied from omega equals to 0 to omega equals to infinity. As my frequency is varying from 0 to infinity, how my magnitude as well as my angle changes, That is what is nothing but called as a Bode plot. Am I right? Yes. Now, dear, you please see. You please try to understand the concept. See, if you just check this out, omega equal to 0 to infinity. Do you understand that? From 0 to infinity, infinity is not a small number. Let me tell you that. Infinity is a very big number. Now, we just imagine that if I go on plotting frequencies from 0 to infinity, I on this particular paper, I cannot be able to show that. Right? Right? Hence, in order to show the frequency, we use something called as logarithmic scale. We use something called as logarithmic scale. What is that scale and all? I will tell you that. Okay? Yes. Right. So, in order to plot this Bode plot, we do not use our simple linear graph paper. We rather use something called as a semi-log sheet. What is semi-log sheet? I will tell you. Don't worry. We use something called a semi-log sheet. What do we mean by that? We will try to understand now. Okay. See dear. What happens is when I am saying that I will have, let us say I have this axis which indicates omega, which is nothing but frequency. Okay, angular frequency omega. Now see dear, what will I do is, let me call this first point to be 0.1. Let me just call it to be 0.1. Okay, right? Yes. When I'm saying that this omega is a logarithmic scale, it means that the next axis in the sense, the next division which will be there, or the next axis which will be there, that will be 10 times of the initial one. What do I mean by that? See dear, if I multiply this initial axis by 10, what do I get here? I will get 1. Similarly, the next axis where I will have to plot will be, let us say, this one. So here what will happen is, again the previous one I will have to multiply the previous one by 10 so as to reach here, which is nothing but 10. So this becomes 10. Similarly, for the next one, if you see, what will I have to do? I will have to again multiply the previous axis by 10 and I will get this one. So if you see, 10 into 10 is going to be 100. Similarly, for the next axis where I have to plot this next point which is there, that will be how much? The previous one multiplied by 10, so this becomes 1000. Is that right? And then again, next one, if you see next one, again the previous one, take the previous one multiplied by 10 and you will get the next axis here, and here the axis is going to be 10,000. I hope you are getting my point, right? Yes. Now if you check out, between these there will be again 10 divisions. Between these there will be again 10 divisions. Between these there will be again 10 divisions. Again 10 divisions. Okay. Now see here, what will happen? The next division after 0.1 will have 0.2. The immediate next will have 0.3. Immediate next will have 0.4, and it will go on. Similarly, for 1, if you see, after 1, the next immediate small division is going to be 2. Immediate small division is going to be 3. Immediate small division up to, this goes up to 10. Similarly, after 10, the immediate next is going to be 20, then 30, then 40, and so on up to 100. Similarly, after 100, I will get 200, 300 up to 1000. Similarly, after 1000, I will get here 2000, then 3000 up to 10,000, and then again after 10,000, I will get 20,000, 30,000, and so on. Things will go. So if you see on the same paper, on the same slide, if you see, I was able to show almost frequencies up to 30,000. Getting my point? Yes. Whereas with the linear scale, if I was supposed to draw this linear scale, then what would have happened? I would have not even been able to show you even 100 frequencies. Not possible. But see, with the logarithmic scale, I was able to have almost 30,000 to 40,000 on the same slide. Definitely, if you increase this even more, you can have the same more frequencies in your account, right? Yes. Anyways, so if you think of, this was about the one axis which we call as the logarithmic axis. Now another thing is, student asked me, sir, but you said that we use semi-log sheet. When you are saying that when omega equal to 0 to infinity, in order to show that we use a scale called as a logarithmic scale, then the sheet name has to be logarithmic sheet. Yes, you are right. But why do we call the sheet to be semi-log sheet? Question arises, right? The answer here is that the another axis that you have, that will have gain, which will be given in dB. Okay, gain which will be given in dB. dB is what? dB is the decibel, and this one is going to be linear. This one is going to be linear. Linear in the sense what? If this is 0, then this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2, this is going to be 3, this is going to be 4. That's it. This is going to be linear. This is not logarithmic, which means what? You have two axes, out of which one is logarithmic, other one is linear, which means you have to call it as a semi log sheet or a half log sheet or a semi log sheet. Is that correct? Yes. So if you see, this is the gain dB. This is how I am interested to show that similar lines. Let me just erase this downwards. On the similar lines, here the same omega, the same frequencies, right? The same frequencies. On my axis, this y-axis, if I plot the phase, what is phase? If you remember, I had called you that this is m at an angle phi, right? So this m is nothing but the gain, which is in dB, right? And this phase, which is in degrees. So I have to write this phase in degrees will be shown by this axis y here, which is in degrees. I hope you are understanding the point, right? So if you just check out, logarithmic scale is what? It is the axis which will never start. By the way, if you check out, I have not started this axis at 0, rather I have started it at 0.1. Why? What is the need to start it at 0.1? Why? Because log 0, if you show this one as 0, just think that the first frequency, if it is 0, then what will happen? In order to get the next frequency, I have to multiply by 10. So the next one I have to multiply by 10. Again, next one will also be 0. Again, next one will also be 0. Again, next one will also be 0. Right? That is the reason we show the first one to be 0.1. Definitely, you can also take 0.01. You can also take 0.001. It is your choice. There is no problem. But for our sake, our understanding in our whole of control systems, we take the first one to be 0.1 in most of the cases. This was all about it, right? So if I think of one example, let me say that you have some system g h of j omega, right? You have some transformation g h of j omega, right? And then how will the plot look like? If I try to think of, then see dear, this is going to be the gain, right? This is going to be the phase phi. Is that right? This is going to be the phase phi. This is going to be the gain in dB. This is going to be in degrees, right? Yes. So if you think of, then I can have some plot like this. This is nothing but magnitude response. Okay. Similarly, I may also have some phase like this. Let us say this is called as phase response. Now, this particular thing which I have shown is called as exact Bode plot, because what have you done? You have put frequency omega equal to 0.1. You try to find the magnitude as well as the phase. Similarly, afterwards you put omega equal to 1, and then you try to check what is there, and then you do what? So you have done this up to infinity. You basically placed omega values to be 0, then 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 10 1100 up to infinity you have put, and then you have got and you have noted down the observations of the output, and then you have shown that at every frequency what is exactly the magnitude and exactly the phase, right? Yes, so this one if you see, this is called as exact Bode plot. This is called as exact Bode plot, right? But if you check out, by any human being it is impossible to start with frequency 0 and then end up to infinity and then try to have those observations and then draw this plot. It is going to be very very difficult, right? Because we really do not have so much of time in the exam also. If you think of from exam thing also, we really don't have so much of time to keep those omega equal to 0 and then have the gain, have this frequency. No, it is impossible, right? So in such a cases, what we try to do is we try to do something called as approximation. Now I will try to show you what is an approximation. Approximation in the sense, I may bring up some line here like this, some slope here, then I may have some slope here, then again I may show this by a straight line, again I can have a slope here this way, and then again I can have this way. Similarly here also, I may have this slope this way, 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 I may have this straight line, I may have this slope, and I may have this slope. Is that right? So this particular grain which I am showing you is called as approximate Bode plot. Approximate plot, or we also called it as asymptotic Bode plot. Asymptotic Bode plot, right? So if you think of, then now if you just observe here, in this asymptotic Bode plot or this approximate plot, what we have basically, we are not interested in the exact things, but if you check out by observation itself, you see that I am interested in the slopes. If this is a slope, then again this is a slope, again this is a slope, or let me take another color for that matter to show you. Let us say this is a slope, then again 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 this is a slope, right? Which means in order to draw even approximate or asymptotic Bode plot, I need to have a complete knowledge of how to deal with slopes. Because I would like to tell you one thing here. See dear, the problem is that in order to find the slopes, right, in order to check out the slopes, it is quite difficult. Why? Because this axis, this x-axis which is there, on which we have got these frequencies, right? So dear, if you see, this particular axis, x-axis, shows you the frequency, right? And this frequency which is there, if you remember that this axis is not a linear axis, rather it is a logarithmic axis, it is a log axis. So in order to find slopes in such a way, it is going to be quite difficult, or we can say we will have a slight change in our original equation. In the sense, see, just for time being, let me assume that this axis is linear. For time being, if it was linear, what is the slope of this one? What is the slope of this particular line? Definitely the slope will be nothing but y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This would have been the slope, right? But since now it is going to be a logarithmic scale, means that x2 and x1 are plotted on a log scale, there has to be some changes. What are the changes? We will try to see them now. Now I would ask you to find slopes to these plots. Let us see. I have this particular line, this particular plot, right? I am interested in its slope. So if you check out, let me say that this has slope m, let us say. Its slope is m. Okay, is that right? Yes. Now, if you check out m, what will be the slope? Generally, if you see, it is nothing but the change in y upon change in x. Which means if you see this y, if this is 0 dB and this is 20 dB, right? So 20 dB, so I can say 20 minus 0 divided by 0.1 minus 1. Can I have? Because see, why, if you see this is 20. Below 20 I definitely need to have 0.1 because this 20 dB is at 0.1. Similarly, this 0 dB which is there, it is at 1. So yes, below that. Can I do so? No. Why? Because it is a logarithmic scale. So the moment it is a logarithmic scale, we need to respect the scale. Respect the scale in the sense I will have to have log of, or rather log to the base 10 to be specific, 0.1 minus log to the base 10 of 1. This is what has to be written because it is a logarithmic scale. Now if you check out why to the base 10, because if you see this divisions, 10 divisions, right? Or rather if you check multiplication by 10, hence it is always base 10. Now if you see, what do you mean by 10 years? 10 years we call it as a decade. 50 years we call it as a what? We call it as a half century. Similarly 100 years we call it as a century, right? Now here whenever we have multiplication by 10 to be specific, which means this particular duration is nothing but decade. Even this duration is nothing but decade. Even this duration is nothing but decade because it is in the multiples of 10. Getting my point? Yes. Now if you if you just solve this, what you get is minus 20. Now what is there in the numerator? Numerator you had dB, so you are going to have this dB, right? Because this is 20 dB and this is 0 dB. This is 20 dB minus 0 dB, right? Similarly, in the denominator, will I have per hertz or something like that? No, rather I've just told you that yes, this particular duration from 0.1 to 1 is nothing but decade. Similarly, from 1 to 10 is nothing but decade. Similarly, from 10 to 100 is nothing but decade. So this is called as minus 20 dB per decade. I hope you are getting this point, right? Which is also written as minus 20 dB per decade. So this is going to be your m. This is nothing but the slope. Is that right? Logarithmic scale. Now, second example. Let us try to take something different, okay? Yes, dear. Now, in this, let me try to find this x. Let me try to find this x, okay? So, how do you do that? Because see, this 32 dB, is it given? Yes. This slope is also given, which means this point can be easily found out because this frequency and this particular frequency is known, right? So, in order to do that, let me just take our slope formula only. Slope. How much is slope? Slope is minus 20 dB per decade. Which is equal to what? Which is equal to what? If you check out, it is going to be again y2 minus y1 upon log of x2 minus log of x1, sort of, right? Or you can also write it y1 minus y2 upon x1 minus x2 also, right? Why? Because at the end they are in the ratio form. So even if the numerator comes out to be negative and denominator will also come out to be negative, and at the end both will become positive. I hope you are understanding this concept, right? Anyway, so if I think of this 32 dB, right, so it becomes 32 minus x. So 32 minus x divided by what is there at 32? At 32 dB frequency is what? 0.1. So it is going to be 0.1 minus what? Minus what? 0.5. Is this right? No. Why? Because it is a log scale. The moment it is a log scale, I have to take log for the frequencies. Log 10. Log 10. If you solve this, the answer that you get, you find x to be equal to 18.02 dB. If you solve this in your calculator, you will have this answer. Is that right? Yes, that's it. This question is done. Let us try to understand slope for another question. Let us take something more. Yes. So here also again I am expected to find this x. Okay. How do I do that? Do I know the slope? Yes. Do I know one point? Yes. Do you know the frequencies? Yes, which means it can be solved easily. So if you think of slope, slope is how much? 40 dB, which is equal to what? Yes, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Or if you think of this 32 dB minus x, so if you will get this 32 minus x divided by, what do you get then? At 32 you have frequency to be 0.1, and at x you have frequency to be equal to 0.5, which means again it is going to be 0.1 minus 0.5. Is it correct? No, because it's a log scale, which means I will have to take log of log of. Is that right? The answer after solving this that you get is what? The x is going to be 4.041 dB. So here this x is nothing but 4.041 dB. Is that right? Yes. Now if you see everything that I have solved is all with respect to decade. If you see that everywhere the slope was dB per decade, dB per decade, dB per decade, right? Now I want to show you something called as octave. What is that particular concept? Let us try to understand that. Okay. So if we check out in decade, what we did in decade, we multiplied the next axis by 10, right? Yes. But in octave, what we do is we multiply the immediate next axis by the previous one multiplied by 2, or we can say we do it twice. Here we do it 10 times. Is that right? Now, how will that axis look? Let us see. Before that, if you think of in decade, if you see, I had taken always log to the base 10. Is that right? Yes. So in octave, if you see, if I'm multiplying by 2, which means this is going to be log to the base 2 graph. Let me take one example. You will understand it so clear. Okay. Let me have this gain. Let me have this omega. Let me just write log to scale. Log to the base 2 scale. Okay. So let me have this one here this way. This is 0 dB. Let me have this to be 6 dB. This is 0.1. Now, what will be the next one? If you see 2 times, no? 2 times of the previous. So 0.1 multiplied by 2 is nothing but 0.2. You will get 0.2 here. Right. Now, what am I interested in? I want to find the slope, let us say. So this slope I want to find. What is the slope? Slope is nothing but m, which is equal to what? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So you get this 6 dB minus 0 dB, which is nothing but this 6, right? Minus 0 divided by, what is there? This 6 dB is when omega equal to 0.1, minus, when is this 0 dB? When omega is 0.2. Now, is this perfect? No, it is not correct. Why? Because it is a log 2 scale. It is an octave, which means I have to take log of 0.2, log of 0.2 here, 0.1 here, right? Which means log to the base of what? 10. No. Why? Because this time it is 2, which means it is going to be log to the base 2, log to the base 2. If you solve this in calculator, you get the answer to be minus 6 dB per octave, minus 6 dB per octave, right? Which is also written as minus 6 dB per O, which is nothing but octave, right? Now, if you just see what is the similarity, even here you started at 0.1, ended at 1, right? You multiplied it by 10, you called it to be decade. Similarly here, this particular gap is nothing but octave. This is octave. Now if you check out what has happened here, the slope, when you shifted from one axis to the immediate next axis in decade, you have got the slope to be m equal to minus 20 dB per decade when your y-axis was same. Now, same axis, if you see now, you have got when you have this octave, you have got it to be minus 6 dB per octave. What does this mean? It means that minus 20 dB per decade is nothing but equal to minus 6 dB per octave. Minus 6 dB per octave. You need to understand this point. Definitely, I'll take some examples also related to that, such that it will become stuck in your brain. Okay. Anyways, if I think of one last example, and then we will end this particular introduction session, and the after that we will see how to draw the actual plots, approximate plots. Okay. Anyways, if you think of next one example. So far, if you see, we have seen an axis where we have either octave or we have decade, right? But we can also have a merger of both. I mean to say the same omega, right? I can also have some things where I may have octave as well as decade on the same graph. Let us see how to solve sums or how to solve for slope in such a cases, right? Rather, I am interested in finding the value of this x and this value of this y. Okay, let us do that. So, if you think of this y corresponds to this one, corresponds to this one. This is the y. Is that right? Let me take another color. Yes, if you think of this y corresponds to this one, right? At this point, you have this 20 and you have this 32 dB and you have this 20, right? And the slope, if you see, the slope is nothing but what? Minus 6 dB per octave, minus 6 dB per octave, which means you have got the slope. You have got the 2 points on the y-axis. You have got 1 point on the x-axis, but you don't know the other point, which means slope can be used. Which means slope formula can be used. I mean to say this slope is minus 6 dB. What does it equal to? It is equal to what? Y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now, if you think of it, is going to be 32 dB minus 20 dB. Is that right? Which is nothing but 32 minus 20. Now, divided by what? At 32, what you have? You have 0.1, which means it is going to be 0.1 minus at 20, what you have? At 20, you have this y, you have this y, so it is going to be y. But is it correct? No. Why? Because it is not a linear scale, rather it is a scale for octave, right? Octave. Why? Because the slope is in dB per octave, which means here I have to have log 0.1 to the base 2 and log y to the base 2. Is that right? Yes. Now, if I use change of base property, example, for example, then I can also write this one as 32 minus 20 upon log of 0.1 to the base 10, not to the base 10, minus log y to the base 10, and you can equate it into log 2. You can do that, right? Because see, this is what you have already learnt in your 12th standard mathematics, right? Yes. So after solving this, you get y to be equal to 0.398, or let us say approximately 0.4. Is that right? So now we have got this value, which is nothing but 0.4. Is that correct? Yes. Now I am interested to find this x. I am interested to find this x. How do I find that x? Again, slope is known. If I use this one, this slope is what? It is in decade, which means definitely I have to use log to the base 10, right? So this slope is nothing but minus 40, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 32 minus 20, which is, now if you see, this is 20 minus this x, so it becomes 20 minus x divided by, if you see, it is going to be at 20, what you have at 20, this is 20, right? For this particular one we are trying to find, so here the starting point, here I have 20 and here I am going to have 0.4, which I have found out, so it is going to be 0.4 minus, yes, last one is 10 minus 10. Is it correct? No, because it is a logarithmic scale. Now it is in decade, which means I have to take log to the base 10. So for frequency, it is going to be log to the base 10, 0.4, log to the base 10, 10. From this, you get the value of x to be equal to minus 35.91. I hope you are getting this point right. Yes, this is a very, very easy thing. Now, I will try to summarize it. Okay. If we check out, we have seen that we use a semi-log sheet, right? Yes. On that, I can have two types of slopes, right? I can use rather two states, or I can say I have two slopes rather. One slope is in dB per decade and another slope is in dB per octave, right? In which the first one, which is the slope, which is nothing but, so I can show this slope as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Is it right? No. Why? Because it is with decade. So since it is in decade, I have to write log to the base 10 of x2 and log to the base 10 of x1. Is that right? Yes. Now, if you think of slope for dB per octave, if you see dB per octave, the same thing. Even for octave, if we check out how much is the slope, it is going to be y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Is it correct? No, because it is in octave. So if it is in octave, which means I have to use here log to the base 2 minus log to the base 2, right? Or the same thing can be written as by using a property called as change of base. Change of base property. I can write the same slope as equal to y2 minus y1 upon log of x2 minus log of x1. Let us say this is to the base 10 to the base 10, just multiplied by log 2. Is that correct? Is that correct? Yes. So either you can use this formula or you can use this formula for octave and this one for decade. It is very, very simple. Even for this one also, it is going to be simple, right? So we have seen the introduction to the Bode plot, right? We have seen how to find the slopes in decades as well as in octaves, and now we are all set to see how to draw a approximate or asymptotic Bode plot. We will see that in the immediate next session. Till then, thank you.